review to normal. I usually review films, but in this one I'm going to review a computer game. It was one of my favourite computer games as a kid growing up. It was Batman for the Amiga 500. Now this was a game that was very well received when it came out. It was voted Game of the Year by Crash magazine in 1990 and won a number of awards. Now it was a tie-in game obviously to the Tim Burton film from 1989. I believe that's when the game was actually released for the Amiga 500.
Now I say this game first came out in 1989, I think I probably got to first play this in this summer of 1991. I seem to remember my older sister spent months and months saving up to get this thing called a Commodore Amiga 500. It was a pretty big thing back in the day. It was more than just a games console, it was pretty much a personal computer with all of the accoutrements to go with it, such as a mouse, a keyboard and a printer. In some early releases it came in shops with a bundle that included the game that I'm going to be talking about here. Now as I say, Batman is a platform game developed by Ocean Software and was released in 1989 for the Amiga, the Amstrad CPC, the Apple II, the Atari ST, Commodore 64, MS-DOS and ZX Spectrum. Now as a kid I was a pretty big Batman fan up to this point. I first played this game in the summer of 1991, but I hadn't seen all of the Tim Burton film that had come out 2 years prior. I think I'd seen bits of it around at a friend's birthday party, but my perception at this point of the Dark Knight character was what I had seen growing up with watching reruns of the 1960s TV series with Adam West. So to play this game was like some next level shit, you know. This game really did a great job in capturing the feel of the Tim Burton film. The colours and the general look of the thing, even now, do it really good justice as a movie tie-in game in my opinion. The music was awesome. A lot of Amiga games had really good music and sound effects, and sometimes use samples from their respective tie-in films where applicable. Having said that, I think that the sound effects for this game were recorded exclusively for the game and weren't lifted from the film. I could be wrong, but I can't think of any that were. There is a bit at the beginning of the game where we hear, infused with the music, the voice of Batman and Street Punk saying, "What are you? I'm Batman." Now there's been some debate on some forums that this was actually lifted from the film directly, but it doesn't sound that way to me. Let's try to get to the bottom of this. Here's the game version. What are you? I'm Batman. Now here's the film version. What are you? I'm Batman. No, it's not the same, but it's a close effort, and I think you can be forgiven for thinking otherwise. Anyway, what happens in the actual game? Well, this game consists of 5 stages based on events from the movie. It starts out in Axis Chemical Plant. This level is a side-scroller in which Batman can use his batarangs to defeat enemies, or can use his grapple gun to reach higher platforms, swing across gaps, and if you time it right you could even hit your enemies with it. You fight a number of thugs along your journey. They can shoot at you either straight on or diagonally. Some of them can also throw or drop grenades on you, so you've got to watch out for that. There are other hazards such as chemicals that can drip or spray on you. At the end of the stage you confront Jack Napier. You hit him only once, which is a bit disappointing. He falls off the platform into a load of chemicals, just as we saw in the film, leading him to become the Joker. In the second level you control the Batmobile, where you must dodge traffic and use grapple hooks to swing around corners, such as we also saw in the film, to avoid running into the police. It's a good level, but it doesn't get much more complicated than that. The third level is my least favourite of the game. This is a puzzle section in which Batman must identify various tainted household products, which together are components for Smilex, a deadly chemical Joker has secretly put into the shops. Again, this is something that happens in the film. I really do have to compliment this game for its loyalty to the source material. The fourth level is a lot like the second level with the Batmobile, only this time you are airborne. It takes place during Joker's parade, in which Batman must use the Batwing to cut away various balloons filled with Smilex gas without hitting the balloons or the ground. The balloons do resemble the ones seen in the film, which is pretty cool. I also like how the shadow of the Batwing is cast on the ground in the shape of the Batman logo. Some good imagination really went into this level. Finally, the 5th level, which duplicates the gameplay of the first level. Even the music does duplicate it slightly, just altered a little bit to give it a more synthesized church music feel, which makes sense for the setting. In this one you control Batman to make his way up to the top of Gotham City Cathedral to finally confront the Joker. Again, with keeping of the plot of the film, the Joker tries to escape on a helicopter rope ladder, so you have to be quick and hit him with a bat rope and knock him off. He then falls down the side of the cathedral to his death. Yeah, splat. Awesome. Naturally, there are some Amiga emulators that you can get nowadays that will allow you to relive the magic of this on your PC. In more recent times, I've played this game with the Hans Zimmer score from the Dark Knight trilogy played over the top. It kind of adds a more contemporary feel to it. What can I say, I'm a bit of a geek. Now, I do recall a very necessary cheat that gives you infinite lives. On the menu screen you type in the word jam, spelled with 6 M's, as I've shown on screen here. The screen then flips upside down and mirror reverse so that you'll know that it has taken effect. You then just continue with the game as normal. It's a good cheat to use. It doesn't give you infinite energy, so you can still die technically, but you'll just return to the last checkpoint that you last went to for an infinite number of attempts until you finish the game.
Yes! Now is not the time for fear, that comes later! Oh, bloody hell, sorry. Forgot I'm still doing the review, I just got a bit carried away there. Anyway, very good game. If you can get hold of it, I would definitely recommend it. Like I say, it's available on emulators if you can get hold of them, or if you're lucky enough to be able to get hold of a working Amiga 500 or whatever. I would definitely recommend this one anyway. Like I say, it was very good back in the day, and in my opinion it's held up. It's stood the test of time, let's just put it that way. Anyway, if you want to check back for other reviews of mostly films, that I may do other games in the future, the website is brandnexreviews.com, and there is, like I say, plenty to come, and there is plenty up there now as well. So whether you're a gaming fan, you're into films, you're into Batman, that kind of thing, we do news reports on upcoming projects as well. We'll be covering the Batman vs Superman film that is to come out in 2016. So like I say, if you want to go to the website or check out the YouTube channel, which is accessible through the website, feel free to do so and leave comments. Let us know what you think. Thank you very much for watching.